Welcome to my National Podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Today is Thursday, and you know what we got for you guys? We have another episode of beautiful Venom. Oh, baby. I'm excited. I know you guys are too. We're going to be doing chapters 6 and 7 today. If the chapters run short, we'll probably add another chapter. I know last week we went ahead and added a chapter onto there because chapters were they ran a little short. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and throw another one in there. So if they run short, we'll add another. But if they don't, then, we'll go ahead and just do 6 and 7. But without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Before we get into the book, we have our thread. Today's thread's a pretty juicy one. Today is, what did you realize? When did you realize you married the wrong person? Okay. So let's see. When did you realize you married the wrong person? The first time I realized silence between us wasn't peaceful anymore. It was just empty. Facts. I always said it's one of those things. The best thing in a relationship is when you're able to kind of like sit in the same room and you guys aren't necessarily like she's doing her thing and you're doing your thing. You guys are not really interacting with each other, but you're in the same room and you guys both find peace in that and you both find solace in that. When you guys both find peace and solace in that, oh, dude. That's how you know. That's how I know you got one. You know what I mean? That's how you know you got a good one right there. Where you're like, yeah, we can just sit in the same room. We don't necessarily have to be doing anything. I don't got to be talking to you. Nothing. You're doing your thing. I'm doing my thing. But we're in the same room. And we don't got to say nothing to each other. Once that starts to become like uncomfortable or you don't like that or, it becomes a hassle or something or it just, it upsets you, whatever. Once it's not peaceful anymore, yeah, that's how you know. It's like, we cooked. All right, when did you realize that you married the wrong person? When I realized we had a fundamental misunderstanding regarding our expectations for our marriage. My understanding, it's us against the world for the rest of our lives. His understanding, she makes enough money to support us both. She takes care of things around the house. Why don't I see how many times I can get fired and how many of her coworkers I can sleep with before she finds me in bed with one of them? Yo! You married an absolute menace. That is crazy. Bro just was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just get jobs just to get fired from them. And then that way I don't have to do anything. Like, bro, come on, man. What are you doing? Yo, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Bro was just like, yeah, let me just get fired from all my jobs. I'm gonna sleep with all my coworkers. And she'll take care of everything. Like, damn, bro. Homie was like, oh, yes, I locked it in. I'm ready to go. And then it was one of those things where he looked at it like, if she leaves me, she's paying me. Oh, that's crazy. That's wild. All right, when did you realize you married the wrong person? Oh, about 3 weeks after we got married. Yo! That's all it took? 3 weeks? It wasn't subtle. He threw our marriage license in my face and said, you see this last name right here, bitch? Pointed to my new last name. That means I own you? I left 2 years later. Oh, damn, girl. It took you 2 years to leave? Oh, my God. I am happily married for 11 years this month, and he's good to me. Bro. That's crazy. It took you 2 years to leave. You realized it 3 weeks in, stayed for 2 years, and then left, girl. Oh, you need Jesus. I'm glad you found Jesus and you found a better guy, but god dang, man. That is crazy. And then for him to be like, I own you, bro. Man. The switch up must have been crazy. Think about it. The switch up must have been crazy to where he was looking at it like, oh yeah, once I marry her, then she can't leave and go anywhere. She can't do anything. I'll own her and this and like, bro, you're crazy. Wow. When did you realize you married the wrong person? For me, it was the sense that the person she wanted me to be and the person I wanted to be weren't at the same person. Oh, okay. So it was probably a thing where she looked at it like, oh, he has some potential to be X, Y, and Z, but he has potential, but he didn't want his potential to be what she wanted, him to be. Yeah, oh, that's a tough one because it's one of those things where it's like you're kind of just going off of what you think is going to happen, not what you know is going to happen. And so with that kind of situation, it is tough because you're thinking like, oh yeah, he's doing X, Y, and Z, and he should be here in this amount of time or whatever. But then it's like, no, he's like, I'm in X, Y, and Z because I want to do this, or I'm doing X, Y, and Z because I want to stay here, or I'm comfortable where I'm at, or you know what I mean? There was something probably completely different. And it's like at that point though, personally, I would look at it like if it's not detrimental to the relationship, you guys should be fine to be like, hey, I still love you, you know what I mean, for you, regardless of if I thought you were going to go somewhere and you didn't go somewhere, you know what I mean? Because to me, it seems like he was doing X, Y, and Z because he wanted to cement wherever he was. And I think she looked at it like he's doing X, Y, and Z so that way he can move up to wherever I think he's going. That's what I think it was. And personally, I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with him doing X, Y, and Z to cement himself there. And it's like, why would you leave over that? Like, that's kind of messed up. But hey, man, everybody has their own version of their perfect, relationship and marriage and partner and all this kind of stuff. And, when they don't get that, they look at it like I'm unhappy and leave. So. All right, when did you realize you married the wrong person? When her dad was dying of cancer, she got his credit card details and spent thousands on it. No. She was like, niggas gonna die anyway. Let me just rack this shit up. Wow. No way. Yeah, I would definitely look at her sideways like, bitch, what? You're doing what? Like, that's your dad. Are you just going to take advantage of your dying dad like that? What if he remisses and then all of a sudden it's like the doctor's like, oh, hey, he's in remission now. He's going to survive. Niggas got like $40,000 in credit card debt because yo dumbass. And she's like, oh, I thought you were going to die. Sorry. Oops. Like, bro, that's messed up. Wow, man. Wow. Yeah, I would definitely feel like I married the wrong person too. I would definitely be like, oh, bitch, nah. Okay. When did you realize that you married the wrong person? I used to fantasize about him cheating on me again, so I had an excuse to leave without being the bad guy, and it happened. That's a crazy thing to manifest, bro. Like, dude, why would you feel like you need a reason to leave? So what if you're the bad guy? Leave. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, for me personally, I'm the type of person, I don't give a shit about looking like the bad guy or what people think. I'm like, nah, man, I'm looking out for me. I don't give a shit about what y'all got going on. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I don't care about that. I'm going to look out for me, and that's it. Like, I'm not about to be sitting here, worrying about what you thinking. Like, no, if we're broken up, peace and chicken grease. I don't care about what you think, what you're doing, what you're saying. I don't give a shit. Say all the bad things you want. I don't really care. You know what I mean? I'm moving on and doing my thing. It's kind of weird how you would put that much stake in it and stay in an unhappy relationship just to not look like the bad guy. Man, crazy. Oh, God. All right, when did you realize that you married the wrong person? There are two events, but really it was a culmination of little things Death by 1,000 cuts. One, we were having an argument and she took off her engagement ring and threw it back in my face. Immediately regretted it, but the damage was done. A year later, I got sick. Like, I can't move off the couch and haven't eaten anything solid for 2 days sick. Asked her if she could bring back something for nausea on her way home. She told me she wouldn't be back until 8 p.m. because she had an event after work, even though she had seen my condition deteriorating herself. Ended up dragging myself to the pharmacy. A day later, I decided to go to the ER in the early morning. Ended up being admitted with an emergency surgery. Damn. She was up and asked if I wanted her to come with. Realization that I really didn't want her to. There were so many more red flags, but I didn't see them. Love really blinds you. After the second event, I really woke up and started calling her out on her nonsense. Marriage ended 6 months later. Dang. That's crazy how, like, she didn't care about you so much. She was just like, yeah, see, look, I know you're dying and all, but like, I got shit to do. Like, bro, that's crazy, man. That is absolutely crazy. Coming from a guy who used to date a chronically ill woman, you know, I know that leaving work sucks and it's not ideal, but I mean, when it's these kind of situations, dude, it's something that you got to do. It really shows that you love your partner. It really shows that you care about them, and it really shows that you're putting a lot of effort in, you know, even when you don't want to. Yeah, you know what I mean? And that shit, I get it. It sucks and it's a hassle, but it's like at the same time, dude, in sickness and in health, baby girl. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. But I get it. Nowadays, that don't mean shit. You know what I mean? It don't mean shit. So it is what it is, man. All right. When did you realize that you married the wrong person? When I thought maybe he'll just die on a random Tuesday when he was coming home from work. It was a horrible, intrusive thought, and I feel crippling guilt about it to this day. I did not want him to die at all. I ended up leaving a while later because I knew for a fact I could not marry someone that made me think fleeting thoughts like that. Yo! Imagine thinking about your partner and being like, maybe they'll just die on their way home. And then I won't have to deal with their bullshit. Like, yo. Oh my goodness. That is a terrifying thought. An absolutely terrifying thought, if I'm being honest with you. To like even fathom thinking like that about anybody, not just your partner, but especially thinking about your partner like that. You know, it's like, bro, there's definitely some underlining shit that maybe she wasn't dealing with, or some demons she wasn't facing, or whatever it may have been. But yeah, you could tell there was definitely some underlining shit that was going on. Yeah, she wasn't addressing, and yeah, I'm glad that she got out of that relationship. I hope he didn't actually die. I hope dude's alive right now, chilling, doing his thing. I really hope so. Because, man, you never know sometimes. You know what I mean? You fucking never know. So, yeah, man. Wow. All right. When did you realize you married the wrong person? Literally minutes after leaving the courthouse, just instant regret and kept thinking, what have I done? Horrible feeling? Bro, this must have been one of those impulse marriages. Oh, yeah. It must have just been one of those things where they were just like, they were having a real steamy, hot moment, you know, and then all of a sudden she was just like, oh my God, I'm gonna fucking marry the shit out of you. And he was like, yeah, I'd marry the fucking shit out of you too. Oh my God, fucking love you. And they're like, yeah, I love you too. Oh my God, let's get married tomorrow. Okay, let's do it. And then, you know, they woke up and they're just like, oh, and she's just like, you ready to get married? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to marry the fuck out of you. And then he goes and gets married. Then he's just like, oh shit. Yo, oh no. You know what I mean? Like, bro. And in that moment, I'm like, dang, man, the post-nut clarity must have not hit him until far after. He had delayed clarity. That post-nut clarity had 2 to 5 business days. Like, damn, man, that's gotta suck. I guarantee you that's what it was, though. It was one of those fit of passion kind of things where they were so locked in the moment and they were just, just doing their thing. And all of a sudden he was like, oh, shit. I didn't think if she was for real, Damn. That's all bad. Absolutely all bad. God. Okay, when did you realize you married the wrong person? Almost immediately, bruh. Y'all niggas are crazy. Oh my God. As somebody who has got down on one knee and asked, a woman to marry him before, I've been in that position, never in my mind have I ever regretted it. Even, when we fought and, we're at each other's necks and we're mad and this and that. There was never a time I felt like I regretted it or it was a bad decision and stuff. I'm just like, dude, how do you get to that point, man? Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, almost immediately, our kid was 3 months old, and she was partying at Myrtle Beach for spring break. She wasn't in school. That's just when it was the most crowded with people. Meanwhile, I am home with the baby working, etc. I began the divorce when our daughter was 4 months old and was awarded full custody the following year after the divorce was final. I never looked back. Damn. I guess he did it because they had a kid, huh? He got married to her because we have a kid together. It's the right thing to do type shit. And I think that's what he did. And then he realized, man, she a partying hoe, man, She
belongs to the streets.
And then when he realized that, he was probably just like, fuck, what did I do? Man. And then on top of that, I'm sure she was probably doing a little something she wasn't supposed to be doing. Let's be honest here. You know what I mean? It doesn't even have to be cheating, but she's probably drinking irresponsibly, doing a little bit of the booger sugar. You know what I mean? You never know. You really never know a lot of the times. It's one of those things where, yeah, infidelity is terrible, but when your partner is, hooked on partying and drugs and all that kind of stuff, that almost is kind of worse than if they just cheated on you, So, bruh, hopefully everything was smooth and good. He got custody at least. That's good. Man. When did you realize you married the wrong person? I'm trying to decide if it was when she pulled a butcher knife on me. Crazy. When I found out she cheated on me, or when she told me she wanted a divorce. Unfortunately, these events were spread across 10 years. Pay attention to the first red flag. Don't throw good money after bad. Okay. That's crazy. The moment a bitch pulls a knife on me, we're done. What the heck? He was just he was telling his homies, he was just like, yeah, man, dude, she fucking pulled a knife on me. He was like, what? No way. Yeah, man, bitch pulled a fucking knife on me. Made me a little horny. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know, man. Now that I think back on it, in the moment, I was scared. 1000%. But right now, kind of made me hot a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Bro, what was that what you were thinking? Because there's no way a bitch could pull a knife on you and then you decide, oh yeah, I'm staying with this. It's cool. I'll forgive her. No, there is no forgiveness. No. The hell are we talking about here? That is some absolute crazy work, man. Look, cheating and asking for a divorce and all that other stuff, whatever, that's normal. It's fine. That shit happens. It is what it is. But the fact that she pulled the knife out on you, yeah, bro, nah, because if she's able to do that, there may be a day where it gets to a point where, she offs you in your sleep. You wake up and she's above you just stabbing your shit. Bro, crazy work. All right. When did you realize you married the wrong person? 2 weeks before the wedding. His toxic friend asked him, do you miss being single? And he said yes. He didn't understand why that was hurtful.
Bruh.
Come on, man. What? How do you not think that would turn a girl's world upside down? With you over here talking about, yeah, I miss being single. Bruh. Come on, man. And then on top of that, oh, he so was fucking some hookers and strippers and all that shit on the bachelor party. 1,000%. That bachelor party was full of debauchery. Oh my God, the debauchery must have been crazy in that motherfucking place. I ain't gonna lie to you. So yeah, that sucks, bro. Oh my God. And then he's over here just like, what? I don't understand. Like, I just said that I miss being single. Why is that such a big deal? Like, nigga, what do you mean? Why is that a big deal? Come on, man. Think for a little bit, you know? Crazy. When did you realize that you married the wrong person? When I seriously started wondering if there was someone who would match me better. I was always angry or frustrated around him. I couldn't relax. After 7 years of stability, I was struggling with crippling depression again. I wanted to spend time with anyone else, friends, myself, just be away from him. I kept thinking it was a rough patch and I needed to keep trying, but 3 years of a 6-year relationship being a rough patch isn't a patch. It's a relationship that should be over. I finally stopped feeling bad about wondering if there was someone better for me and told my mom I couldn't do it anymore. Yeah, man. Dude, sometimes you go through those situations where you're just like, you're trying to justify it all to yourself because you're like, I love this person. I put so much of my life into this person. You know what I mean? You start like really thinking about shit and you're just like, nah. And you justify everything, every action, every fight, every reaction, every blow up, all these things. You start to sit there and be like, nah, it's fine. It's cool. It's okay. Everything's good. We're copacetic. 100%, dude. 100%. That's gotta be tough. It's gotta be tough, man. Oh, it's gotta be tough. Okay. This is going to be our last one for the thread, and then we'll get to announcements, and then we'll get to our book. All right, this is a really hard thing to put out there, but maybe after almost 20 years, it is time. When my ex and I married, my mom had been sick for 6 months. I lived in another state, so I had been flying back and forth and spent quite a lot of time at the hospital. She was in ICU for a good portion of that time, which means restricted visitations and loads of time in the waiting room to be able to see mom. Mom came to our wedding. She was given a pass to leave for the ceremony, but that alone exhausted her. She wasn't at the reception, but as the venue was literally across the road, fortunate coincidence, my dad, my husband, and I visited for a short time. I felt so blessed to have such a supportive, brand new husband at the time. 2 days later, we left on a 10-day honeymoon. I had recently changed phone carriers and didn't realize I didn't have mobile reception. We arrived home at the airport. My father-in-law, who collected us, let me know my dad had been trying to contact me. Mom had gone into respiratory arrest and was in an induced coma. I knew when I booked the flight home that I was going to be saying goodbye. I boarded a plane that same night. When I arrived at my dad's, I phoned my husband to let him know that I had arrived, and dad needed to pick up my sister, who was coming in on a later flight. So I was heading to the hospital. He then proceeded to say, well, don't spend all your time at the hospital just moping around. Go shopping or something. I insistently drew my breath and said, I have to go. Dad was literally gathering all the family as he knew. The machines were being turned off the next morning. Oh, wow. He came for the funeral, but when we got home, he expected me to just snap out of my grief. As it turned out, my dad ended up being engaged to someone else within 4 months, and I was struggling big time. Yo, Pops had somebody lined up, fam. He was like, wife's dying. It's not like she gonna catch me. You know, what up, Cheryl? How you doing? What's going on? Trying to go to the sock hop and get some malts, baby? Sheesh. I'm just saying. Goddamn, bro, that shit lined up. All right, we both attended our wedding less than 18 months later after we lost mom. And then he told me 6 weeks before our second anniversary that we were done. His reason, I had taken too long to get over my mother's death. 6 months later, he left the country and I have never seen him again. Despite struggling internally the whole of our marriage, I was working full time, still made time for family and friends, as well as paying for multiple expensive holidays for the two of us. I was doing the best that I could. However, so much for better or for worse. Looking back now, the "don't spend all your time at the hospital moping" comment was my first indication that I had married the wrong person, and sadly, the following months proved my initial gut instinct. If you made it this far, thanks for listening to my story. It has been cathartic for me. Honestly, that is crazy, because I don't think I would ever, and I mean ever, like rush my partner, a friend, coworker, anybody that I know that, and tell them, like rush them to be like, oh, get over, you know what I mean, their mom or their dad dying. Like, those are those are the type of people who are irreplaceable in your life. You know what I mean? You only get one. You know what I mean? And some people are fortunate to have, 2 or 3 or whatever, depending on, your situation and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, as far as like, if you are actually close with your biologicals and you really cherish the time that you spend with them and you love them and you care about them and all that good stuff, it's a thing of like, it's a thing where it's like, you can't replace that with really anybody. It's one of those things where it's just like that person, like your mom and your dad, or whoever those figures are in your life, they're absolutely replaceable. And for your partner to just be like, get over it, they're gone already, is crazy work. That is absolutely crazy. I remember my ex lost her grandmother on Valentine's Day. Oh man. And it was one of those things where her and I stopped celebrating Valentine's Day and we made it about her grandmother. And yeah, I could have just sat there and been like, but it's Valentine's Day. Like, I get your grandma died. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that, you're not like supportive of your partner. Cause the thing is if he was supportive and he was there for her and trying and like, babe, just talk to me and, let out whatever frustrations you have and whatever you're thinking and just talk to me and all that kind of stuff. Like, if he helped her out through it, yeah, she would have got over a lot faster. The reason being is because you would have been there to kind of help that move along. But the fact that you did nothing to help that move along, yeah, it's going to take a lot longer. Why? Because she's holding a lot more in. She's not sharing as much. Because I guarantee you, your partner is the one that you're going to want to share with more than anybody else, So, because I know that personally. Like, when my ex lost her grandmother on Valentine's Day, it was a thing where I would talk to her. I would be like, no, like, don't hold it in. Talk to me. Tell me everything that you're feeling. Let it out. Let me just, be that like emotional sponge that you just kind of need right now. Let it all out. Let your frustrations out. Let your sadness out, grief, whatever it may be. Just let it all out. And, obviously you never get over it, but you get to a point of acceptance a lot faster. You accept that, they're gone. You accept that it's over. You accept that, they're still there in memory. It's not, they're just not there physically. You kind of just come to that acceptance a lot sooner. But the fact that he didn't do anything, yeah, bro, 100%. That goes to show he wasn't the right dude. That's crazy to sit there and just be like, get over it. It's just your mom dying. Like, bro, that's wild. That is wild, but that's going to be today's scenario. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That was a bit of a shocker scenario. Golly, that was juicy. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have ever got into a relationship or anything like that you realize, holy shit, I'm in the relationship with the wrong person, definitely put it down in the comments. You don't even have to be married to the person. Even if you just, like started dating somebody and then you realize, oh my God, this is not the right person for me, definitely put it down in the comments. Love to hear about it. All right, hop into announcements, patreon.com/MyTheAssholePodcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show. You guys seem to be loving the Sunday shows, and I do appreciate that so very much. I'm glad that, Michael coming in onto the show is adding some great value to you guys and all that good stuff. You guys are enjoying that. And we are trying to go back to the weekly Sunday episodes. So that is another thing that I'm trying to do. Hopefully we can continue that all the way through 2026. Audio listeners, Spotify, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, all those people, you guys are super awesome. Thank you guys so much for all the support. You guys are really showing out, and I appreciate that so much. All I ask of you is to download the episodes every week, as well as rating us 5 stars on your preferred platform. That helps out a lot, and I do appreciate that, and it's absolutely free. If you want to help out even more, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. All of that is free, and it helps out so very much. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Appreciate you. Without further ado, though, let's get into a beautiful Venom, chapter 6 and 7. So I'm gonna move you guys over right now, and we will get to it.
6. Dahlia. My heart stills, and my fingers freeze as a tremor grips me. I claw at the slick, damp ground beneath me as Kane's front covers my entire back, his weight oppressive, his body an unyielding slab of muscle, like being squashed by a wall. A faint mixture of cedarwood and citrus lingers in the stale air and seeps into my flaring nostrils. I should feel some form of relief that he finally showed up tonight, but I don't. Far from it. My muscles lock and dread twists my insides. A creepy tension squeezes my throat, and my breaths come in short, frantic gasps. The air thickens, and a gloomy cloud envelops him with a shroud of darkness. This isn't the Kane I thought I knew. His presence doesn't soothe, it suffocates. He's not the Viper's agreeable captain or the philanthropist who so generously offered to help me. No, this is Kane Davenport, Vencor's senior member. I've often found it hard to correlate Vencor's destructive nature with his personality, but right now I can see the shadows he came from. His voice is different, deeper, lower, and entirely alien. He turns my face at an angle, and the shadows flicker on his mask, dousing him with a menacing edge. His grip turns my body into a prisoner beneath him, a crushing hold that paralyzes more than my limbs. "Kane?" I whisper, a slight tremble seeping in. "Shh." His gloved finger glides across my cheek, slow, deliberate, before tracing my lower lip.
"Don't say my name."
Goosebumps spread like wildfire, my skin tightening under the icy graze of his touch. The truth slams into me. He's changed. Colder, impersonal, terrifying. The Kane I knew of never truly existed. Only this calm, calculated predator. His stillness is a facade. His serenity is laced with menace, wrapping around my throat. The mask strips away his kindness, revealing the monster underneath.
"I warned you."
His words drop like stones into the dark, each one heavier than the last. Then, in a flash, he lifts off me, flipping me over so violently my vision swims. I yelp as my back hits the ground, and he settles between my legs. Our eyes meet beneath the shadowy light. His look is as dark as the night, with a slight glimmer, an unfamiliar gaze. His gloved finger strokes my face again, and although the motion is gentle, it feels as cold as ice. Then he slides his finger down, over my pulse point and to my collarbone. Kane rips my shirt and bra open down the middle, and my breasts bounce free, my nipples instantly hardening at the chill. I don't have time to adjust as he drags my jeans down in one vicious movement. They stop at my knees. Then he pulls them all the way off, throwing my sneakers aside in the process. I lie beneath him in my ripped shirt and bra and plain black undies, my skin heating and a sense of humiliation rotting in my stomach. The surprise slowly subsides and rage gathers at the base of my stomach. I push at his chest and slam my legs shut. "What the hell are you doing?" Kane isn't fazed by my fight as he leisurely unbuckles his pants. The clink of the belt opening reverberates around me like a curse, and a shudder goes through me. Because his impassive eyes remain on me, studying me like a predator. Too bad for him, I'm no one's prey. I start to get up, but he presses me back on the ground. Violet said I have the strongest survival instinct and an impressive sixth sense. I've always somehow known when danger is coming, and that's helped me escape it in time. And I really should have listened to those instincts before I stepped foot into the building. Everything inside me is screaming for me to remove myself from this situation. I kick and claw at Kane, trying to hit him anywhere possible. He doesn't allow me 1 inch. Whenever I try to sit up, he shoves me down. Clawing, kicking, and even biting don't seem to faze him, not even when I pull on his hair the hardest I can. He covers my face with a palm and pushes me back, all the while he lowers his pants and boxers to reveal a huge, half-erect dick. My fight subsides for a second as I stare, dumbfounded. Listen, I'm no virgin, but I've never seen a dick that big when not hard, not even in porn. Megan's acquaintance of an acquaintance was downplaying this so fucking badly. That thing is not going inside me. No way in hell. I find it difficult to get wet as it is and need to mentally prepare myself. I definitely also need to physically prep myself before he were to even touch me. Kane must take my bewilderment as my being too tired to fight, and he bunches his fingers in my underwear, lifting my waist with them. The fabric stretches, then tears under his ruthless grip, and the tatters cling to my waist. Cold air covers my pussy, and I scream. Stop! He doesn't. Kane grasps my pelvis and drags me closer across the hard ground until my ass burns. Wait, I murmur quietly at first, then scream. I said stop! I lift my upper body and slap him across the mask. My palm burns from the plastic, but he does stop. I think I see a glimmer in his eyes as he remains still. So still, the only sound in the air is my ragged breathing and the occasional drip of water in the dark. Drip. Drip. Slap. My hand flies to my burning cheek. Did Kane just backhand me? I stare at him, bewildered, my face stinging and my head spinning.
Next time you want to try something, think hard about whether you want to be on the receiving end.
He delivers in a detached tone.
And remember, I'm much stronger and will not hold back.
This sick bastard. With a roar, I jump up and pull on his hair with both hands, my fingers yanking the strands until I feel some of it shedding into my palms. I'm suddenly jerked back when he grasps my ponytail in his fist and pulls me back so hard I think my neck will snap. My hands fall from his head, and I stare up at him as he incrementally applies pressure, as if intending to tear my hair from my skull. A scream rips out of me as I sink my nails into his arm. And he just stares down at me, expressionless.
Let's try again. You do something, you receive it 10 times worse. Got it?
The pain in my skull nearly causes me to black out, and I kick blindly, my lower half flailing around to free myself from his merciless grip. A groan spills from him, and I realize I just kicked, or kneed, his dick. My movements go still, and I shake my head. No, wait, I didn't mean to. My words end with a shriek when he slaps my pussy, hard. So hard, I see stars and tears sting my eyelids. I wish it stopped there. I wish it was only the pain and repulsion that came with the hit. To my utter horror, my pussy tightens and my insides liquefy. No. What the hell?
Are you done testing my patience?
Kane pushes me, using my hair until I'm lying back on the ground, then he parts my legs with one forceful movement. God. Fuck. I know I said I'd do anything, and honestly, I would have slept with Kane under different circumstances, But this guy is insane. Who knows if he'll hurt me beyond repair? He pulls the tatters of my underwear back to expose my pussy, then grabs my hips and drags me toward his dick. Wait, hold on. I latch onto his arm, my hand trembling despite my attempts to suppress my weakness. Please!
What?
He peels my fingers off his arm and slams my hand above my head on the hard ground. I don't want this. Will you stop?
Your words and begging do not affect me. Here's how it will go. I'm going to use you, Dahlia. I'll abuse and humiliate you until you scream and cry and beg me to stop. Your cunt will be my dick's punching bag, and if I'm not satisfied, I'll move to your ass and fuck you raw until you bleed. So unless you're ready to put all your holes at my disposal, say red. That's the only word that will stop me.
My ragged breathing slows down. This is my test. I need to let him fuck me to be accepted, or I can just say the safe word and he'll let me go. I'll be completely removed from the college and town and lose my one chance to find who's behind Violet's attack. Compared to all the sacrifices she made for me, this is nothing. With a new resolve, I say in a clear voice, "Can you use a condom?"
I'm going to ram my cock into your cunt raw. A condom would get in the way.
With a shaky breath, I cover my eyes with my free arm and say in a resigned tone, "Do whatever you want." I think I can feel his hand tightening around my wrist the slightest bit, but maybe that's just my head's way of making myself believe that a part of him cares. That part of him can see how fucked up this is and maybe do it gently, unlike the way he promised. But I should have known better. Kane shoves my legs apart farther and thrusts inside me in one go. My back arches off the ground as pain explodes inside me, and I let out a scream. It hurts. God, it hurts. He's so big, and I'm barely wet from when he slapped my pussy. Not to mention, my muscles are so tense I feel like my back will snap. My lips tremble and I squeeze my eyes shut as tears gather in my lids. Red. The word is red. I sink my teeth into my lower lip to stop the single syllable from spilling out. Pain is okay. I've handled countless types of pain throughout my life. This is nothing. This is just a nuisance that will be over soon. His controlled breathing fills my ears, sharp and timed with his thrusts. Inhale, thrust. Exhale, out. Inhale, thrust. Exhale, out. I decide to focus on the rhythm, waiting and praying for the ordeal to be over. He'll finish soon enough, all men do.
Relax.
His words sound like he's bored.
The more you stiffen, the longer this gets. Remember,
He slaps the side of my ass.
I'll switch holes if this one doesn't satisfy me.
His words only manage to tighten my muscles further. I've never had anal sex. If he does it without prep using that dick of his, I'll probably die. Okay, let's be smart about this. Breathing deeply, I try to relax. It's just another fuck, Dahlia. You were never really satisfied by them anyway. Inhale, exhale. It'll be over soon. It doesn't help when he rams into me hard, driving into me with force like he hates me. He's not fast or unhinged. Kane fucks like he speaks. Deliberate and controlled, like he's performing a task on today's agenda. I'm the task. The task is me. He woke up today and chose me as the target of his entertainment.
I can tell you're not enjoying it, and I can assure you I'm not either. You're still so uptight, you're about to cut my dick off.
I can almost see the frown in his brow. Like, how dare I have sex on the damn ground and not accept him with open arms? Maybe if you were gentle, I'd be more wet and make it worth your time, I say before I can stop myself. He stills deep inside me, his hard cock pulsing with tension.
The fuck you just say?
He snatches my arm from my face and imprisons it with my other one above my head.
Look me in the eye and say it again.
You know what? I'm already in this position. What's the worst he can do? Fuck you in the ass, Dahlia. Do you really want to provoke him, knowing how unpredictable the asshole is? I bite my lower lip.
Cat got your tongue.
His eyes darken, looking unhinged under the shadowy light. It's nothing.
No, it was something. Along the lines of being gentle. Like this.
He slides out and thrusts in deep but slow. Tingles dance at the base of my belly.
Or this.
He releases my wrists and circles my clit in expert, pleasuring movements while fucking me at a measured pace. My pussy tightens and I feel every inch as I swallow him with each thrust. I accommodate him until I can barely register the size. My body relaxes despite the dirt floor beneath me, and my hips roll and meet his movements. I even hear myself moaning the deeper he goes. I grab onto his arm and stroke his skin through the clothes. For some reason, I've always needed to touch during sex. I guess I require a physical connection of sorts to eradicate the sense of vulnerability. I need it more than ever now, and I wish he were naked. Sweat covers my skin, and I feel the buildup churning in my stomach.
This gentle is okay for you?
He asks as his fingers tap, circle, and pinch my clit. Yes, that's good. I don't think I'll come that hard, but at least I'm wet, so his thrusts don't hurt anymore. In fact, the way he stretches me with each move is exhilarating. I've only ever had lackluster orgasms, whether alone or with others, and that's fine. My sex drive has never been that high anyway.
You seem to be under the misconception that your pleasure matters. I have news for you.
Kane wraps a gloved hand around my throat and thrusts brutally.
It doesn't.
I shriek as he hits somewhere sensual inside me. He picks up his rhythm and goes deeper and harder, slamming against that spot over and over. My back scrapes against the ground, and I think he'll choke me to death as he fucks me.
This is about my pleasure.
Thrust.
My satisfaction.
Thrust.
You're only here to receive.
Thrust.
Your body was made to be used and marked however I fucking want.
Thrust.
And this is my cum hole. Understood?
I grab onto his arm with both hands, my nails sinking into the material as he plows into me. The mask makes him look like a demon in the night, a madman set on destruction. His rhythm leaves me breathless, and I don't have the clarity to think about anything except for that spot he keeps hitting.
Your cunt is strangling my cock.
He rolls his hips and thrusts again.
Can't wait for my cum to fill this hole. Such a greedy little whore.
My lips open in an O. My body is being violated in the most obscene ways possible, and his words are so humiliating. But I can't seem to think past the hurricane building at the base of my stomach. The whirlwind is severe and relentless. I don't think I could stop it if I wanted to. I've never felt anything equally uncomfortable, intense, and pleasurable at the same time. Wait. I choke out. But instead of slowing down, he pounds me, his cock nearly tearing me apart. And in the middle of that pain, I think I'll die. I'll die as he fucks me. But the wave that hits me is a cloud of blinding pleasure. As his groin slaps against mine, liquid splashes out of me, and I stare in horror as it drenches his jeans and the ground around us. I don't get to focus on how I squirted for the first time in my life as my head rolls back. The orgasm sweeps through me in electric waves that swallow me whole. My legs shake and I lose control of my limbs. I think I black out for a fraction of a second. When I'm spat back into reality, Kane fucks me deeper, and I think the orgasm will never end. But then he pulls out and releases my throat. I think it's finally over and blink rapidly, but then he wraps a strong hand around my waist and flips me onto my stomach. My knees throb as they meet the ground, and he forces me on my elbows and pulls my ass up in the air.
This isn't working. Let's try something different.
I try to look back, but he sinks his hand in my hair, shoving my face into the dirt floor, filling my nostrils with the dewy earth smell. Slap. A groan rips from me as his gloved palm meets my ass cheek. The sting rattles me to the bones, but before I can think, he spanks me again, this time on both cheeks. I scream, but it's partially muffled by the ground and my sobs. My eyes sting, and I realize tears are streaming down to the earth. It hurts. It hurts like a mother, but somehow the pleasure remains. If anything, it burns hotter, and that terrifies the hell out of me. Stop! I cry out, digging my fingers into the dirt. Stop it! Stop!
That's it.
He slaps my ass harder, as if I'm his punching bag.
Break from me.
Please! I sob as the pain intensifies, coupled with blinding pleasure.
More. Show me what you look like when you shatter to pieces like a dirty slut.
My skin feels like it's been doused with fire, so when he sinks his fingers into my battered ass cheek, I scream, but it's barely audible. All my strength seems to have disappeared except for the constant throb to come. His cock forces its way inside me again, and I shriek. My walls clamp around his sides, and I feel like he's going to break me.
This is more like it. Your tight cunt is strangling me so well. More.
I reach a weak hand behind me, blindly tapping at his thigh, his jeans, anywhere I can reach. No. Stop it. Please. I don't know if I'm begging him to stop because it hurts or because I'm scared by how much I'm turned on by this. But a breath of relief escapes me when he doesn't listen. Kane thrusts inside me with blinding power, going deeper than I thought would ever be possible.
Look at your cunt dripping wet. You're such a natural at taking cock.
He slaps my ass, and I sob, tasting my snot and tears. But no matter how much I wail and cry, he just goes on, impaling me with his cock. Slapping my ass until pleasure and pain mix and become one and the same. I think I'll shatter to pieces, like he said, or even faint, or actually die. As I cry a mumbled sob on the ground, it hits me that he said he'll only stop if I say red. It's at the tip of my tongue, but I don't say it. I don't know why I can't. I don't even want to. His grip tightens on my hair as he rams into me, his groin slapping against my sore, battered ass, his rhythm intensifying, fucking me deeper, harder.
You look so defiant, but you turn into a dirty little whore when you're being fucked.
Slap.
You're dripping all over the place. What a fucking mess.
My insides liquefy, pain throbbing everywhere, but Kane doesn't finish. Or slow down. He's using me as a fuck doll, taking out his aggression and dirty sexual deviation on me, and I'm still not putting a stop to it. I think he'll never come as he drives into me with renewed intensity. I think I'm really not going to survive this, even if my juices are trailing down my thighs. I've never felt this type of uncomfortable pleasure before, so deeply entwined with pain, so intense and foreign. Oh, God. Blinding pleasure tightens inside me, and I close my eyes, ready for the orgasm. But before I can hit, Kane pulls out. What? No. The least he can do is let me come. My pussy pulses and tightens in protest as his dark voice echoes in the air.
As I said, this isn't about you, slut. You came enough for one night.
The world spins as he flips me over again. I sob when my burning ass meets the ground. I feel a shadow above me and my eyes widen when he straddles my head, knees on either side of my temple, looking down at me through the gruesome mask. The fabric of his jeans is scratchy against my heated, stinging cheeks. Kane holds his hard cock with a stiff hand, the veins bulging on the back.
Open that fucking mouth.
I blink, still disoriented. All my strength gone. I'm so drained, sore, and full of sexual frustration, I'm surprised I haven't already passed out. When I don't comply, he grabs a fistful of my hair, pulling my head up violently and slapping my mouth with the underside of his dick. And then he comes all over my face. His cum forming a sticky film on my eyes, nose, cheeks, mouth, everywhere. His gaze remains on me as he messes up my face, and I can only see a blurry version of him.
What a dirty, dirty little whore.
I taste him on my tongue as our eyes meet. His are so detached, I wonder if there's any warmth inside him. If he hadn't painted my face with cum, I'd suspect he was a robot who didn't enjoy what just happened.
You could have been a better slut.
He says in a tone as detached as his eyes as he stands up and tucks himself in.
If you can walk, go through the door to your left.
As he strides through said door, I stare overhead at the blinking red light in horror. I completely forgot there was a camera. Some sick perverts were watching me getting humiliated this entire time. 7. Dahlia. Kane has disappeared, and with that, the camera stops blinking red. Soon after he left, he returned and threw a coat at my head. Black leather with brass buttons, like the ones the guards were wearing outside. Then he vanished into the dark without looking twice in my direction, as if I'd disgusted him. After he fucked me. After he used me for his pleasure. That thought is more humiliating than the fact that I had the roughest sex of my life on camera, and I came so hard I squirted. I need therapy. If only I could afford it. My movements are stiff and automatic as I swipe my torn shirt over my face, the touch of it scraping against my skin like sandpaper. I find the cleanest shred and drag it between my legs. The bruises he left on my pelvis and ass throb, radiating heat. Sharp, stinging pain lances through me with every small shift. The feeling of him inside me is raw, alive, like my body has been ripped open and filled with tiny, invisible shards of him. My strained muscles protest as I pull my jeans up, slide into my shoes, then put on the huge coat and fasten the belt around my waist. It smells like Kane, woodsy and mysterious. Enchanting at first, but a devil up close. Serves me right for trying to humanize him in the beginning, despite knowing exactly the type of organization he belongs to. I thought he was the greenest flag in this godforsaken organization, but apparently I was colorblind. From now on, Kane, like every single fucking person in Vencor, is my enemy.
Congratulations, Miss Thorne.
A suave voice echoes overhead.
You proved both mental and physical resilience, and therefore deserve to be a trial Vencor member. From now on, you're expected to perform any mission the senior member responsible for you dishes your way. Refusal will get you banished. 3 consecutive failures to perform tasks will get you banished and stripped of any privileges. Your fate is bound to the senior member who brought you in. If they discard you, you're out. Disclosure of Vencor secrets or what takes place at the initiation or meetings will cost you your life. You will now undergo the acceptance ceremony.
On cue, a door opens to my left, and I hesitate for a second before I head in. I do my best to walk normally, but it's impossible. Painful soreness explodes between my legs with every movement, and it's a struggle to breathe properly, let alone walk. The room's walls are made of irregular stones, and the ceiling is shaped like a dome, adorned with a gruesome image of a vicious fight between a black snake and a large crow. The vast space isn't as dark as the tunnel, but it's not bright either. 5 people stand in a circle in the middle, holding lit torches with leather-gloved hands. They're wearing long, oversized black cloaks, so I can't tell their gender. Their faces are covered by masks, just like Kane's. The serpentine and talon details look monstrous under the dancing fire. The thought of these perverts watching Kane fuck me to within an inch of my life makes me physically sick. My hands shake and I consider turning around and running as far away as possible. But I don't. Not after what I endured to get here. 2 cloaked members ease back, allowing an opening in the circle. I take that as my cue to step in. As soon as I'm inside, a suffocating presence materializes behind me. 1, or a few, cloaked people glare at me through the tiny eye holes of their masks, but I still turn to face whoever's hot on my heels. A tall shadow towers over me, holding a silver cup with carved serpents coiling around it in his left gloved hand. The right hand, however, is naked, with veins protruding on the back, showcasing the black ring on his index finger. Kane. I don't know what it says about me to be able to recognize him from just his hand, despite the fact that he's fully cloaked and masked. He must have followed me in from outside, because the circle that closes around us still has 5 members. The throbbing between my thighs intensifies, and I'm not sure whether it's due to disgust for what he made me go through, or something entirely different. Kane places his right hand on top of my head. It's rough, big, and makes my heart beat faster. Just when I think he'll probably crush my skull, he pushes me down firmly.
Kneel.
The single word is non-negotiable, and I bend my knees, slowly dropping into position. Not that I can refuse. I just hope this isn't another exhibitionist sexual act. I don't think I can do it in front of so many people. Hell, I still feel nauseous knowing that these people watched my unraveling through the camera.
Repeat after me.
Kane's voice sounds so cold, my blood freezes.
I pledge my soul to the shadows.
My forefinger traces a small circle on my thumb, and I gulp the ball in my throat as I speak in a low but steady voice. I pledge my soul to the shadows. Kane's fingers dig into my scalp, and I think he'll smash my head into pieces after all, but he releases me and outstretches his big palm in front of me.
Hand.
I offer him my left hand, and he pulls out a black dagger from the back of his jeans and cuts my index finger. The sting is small, but blood pours out and Kane drips it into the cup. Then he cuts his own index finger, and I watch with bated breath as our blood mixes together, as if it's a satanic ritual. Kane dips his cut index finger into the cup, swirls it around, then uses the blood to draw what I think is a serpent symbol on my forehead. Once he's done, he lets the cup fall to the floor, its loud clink echoing in the silence. I stare up at him, and although I can only see dark holes through the mask, they're glinting, shining. I don't think I've ever seen his eyes so thrilled. Is that the right word? One of the men surrounding us speaks, his scratchy voice filling the space.
Now pass her to the other so they can come in her mouth.
My skin prickles and my eyes widen. I've been so focused on Kane's miniature movements, I somehow blacked out the other members surrounding us. My gaze searches his, but only for a second, a foolish one, because the truth hits me like a knife to the ribs. Kane isn't on my side. No one in this room is. Will I be able to lower myself that far? Even if it's for Violet, I don't think I can do it. Kane doesn't react to the man's words. Instead, he reaches into his cloak and produces a silver mask, similar to the guard's ones, and straps it around my face. He grabs my hand and pulls me up to a standing position so that I'm facing him. His chest grazes mine for a brief second, hot and hard, like a wall.
Not interested,
He says in his usual emotionless tone, but I think I detect tension beneath it.
Then use her mouth in front of us.
Another one of the cloaked men around us says in a mischievous tone. Is that Preston?
Still not interested. She fails to turn me on.
Ouch. His words pierce me like a dagger. That's definitely not what a girl likes to hear after she's been practically used by a man. But at least I don't have to go through any more humiliating acts. You sure about that? Someone else asks in a feminine voice.
Yes. If you want to see my dick, just say it.
Kane sounds bored, as if he can't wait to get the fuck out of here. When no one else protests, he produces a necklace from his cloak, the same talon necklace I saw the girl wearing. My face squashes against his muscular chest as he fastens it around my neck. As the chain clicks in place, he whispers in my ear so only I can hear him.
You really should have run away while you had the chance. Welcome to hell, Dahlia.
8.
All right. And that is going to be today's episode. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all for watching today's episode. I will see you guys on Sunday for another amazing episode. Hope you guys have an amazing week. All that good stuff. Love you all and peace.